people? I'm Lupe. I hope you're having a beautiful day so far. Today I'm showing you how to create a glitter cut crease with a glitter eyeliner look. I feel like I haven't done a glitter cut crease in a while. I really wanted to do something pink and also to show you guys some tutorials on the newest Kylie Jenner Valentine's Day palette. This is what I got. I asked you guys a couple of weeks ago on my last video. Wait, that was in a couple of weeks ago. So this is what the palette looks like. I'm not sure if they'll be restocking this at all. It was a Valentine's Day edition, so who knows. But I will say, if you got it, you got it. And you definitely are not missing out if you didn't get it. The matte eyeshadows in this palette work fine. They work great for me. I had no issue with them. I feel like a lot of people have issues when they're not super pigmented, but then again, it's like, it's not a practical move to make them so pigmented. These colors, you can build them up. You know what I'm saying? The one that matched my skin tone or my eyelid skin tone perfectly was Princess. I didn't realize that until I was filming a couple of other times that I'm like, this doesn't really show up on camera. Now I know I just said I don't mind when matte eyeshadows are not super pigmented, but when it comes to foil eyeshadows, glittery eyeshadows, shimmery eyeshadows, pearl eyeshadows, I need them, yes I need them to be super pigmented. If not, it just doesn't work. Or it just doesn't show up on camera. Or it just doesn't show up, and it shows up as like a shimmery glitter, but without, let's say, like maybe these three here or four here would look like the exact same color. It's just shimmer on your lid. You know what I'm saying? These eyeshadows here, they're so light. They're really light. And they stick to the finger. I'm not saying they're completely awful and not doable. They definitely are. It just takes a lot more time, and I feel like, you know, if you're gonna invest on a palette, it should be amazing, right? It shouldn't take you so much time to get to the pigmentation that you want. That's all I'm saying. I do have a couple of tutorials coming up for you guys using this palette, so I really wanted to help those of you who did get it to achieve certain looks, you know, make the most out of this palette. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, recreate it. There are so many other amazing eyeshadow palettes that have pink eyeshadows in them, just in case you don't have the Kylie palette. Also, I really wanted to give a special shout out to Suhana. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. I believe you are Mobile Games here on YouTube, and I see you, boo. Thank you so much for supporting me on all of my platforms. You're on here, on YouTube, you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram. Thank you so much for all of the support. I see you, I notice you, and I see all the love that you have for me, and I have just as much as love for you too. So thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you guys here. But alrighty, my loves, let's go ahead and get started and see how to create this beautiful glitter cut crease look with glitter eyeliner right now. So be sure to prime your eyes with an eyeshadow primer, and don't forget to set it before applying this first eyeshadow here. I'm taking Pink Problems, a deep pink matte mauve. Oh wow, that was a mouthful. With a big fluffy blending brush, I'm applying this all over the crease, blending upwards as I blend back and forth. Now, the reason I suggest using a big fluffy blending brush first is to create that smokiness, whereas maybe like using a smaller fluffy blending brush like this one here, you're able to achieve a more defined and focused application of the eyeshadow going back and forth. So going back to that same exact eyeshadow, I'm now specifically blending this shade on the crease only and not blending upward. You can see that with this technique, you're not only building up the color with just like this one eyeshadow, remember, just this one eyeshadow, but you're also creating depth, and in turn this doesn't make the look flat, so hopefully that makes sense. Also, I forgot to mention that this does help with blending the next dark eyeshadow, which will be defining the crease. Next, I'm taking First Date, which is a bright light cherry matte eyeshadow, and with a pencil brush, I'm defining the crease here. I follow the natural shape of my eye and wing it out, but if you don't have a crease or happen to have monolids, go ahead and create this guide slightly above your fold, and when you do reach the outer corner, flick up and out. So I first create a thick outline, and then I dip my brush again to get more pigment, and this time I'm not gradually blending upward, I'm just blending back and forth, and then out to create that wing. Next, I'm using one of my favorite concealers for cut creases. It's thick and opaque, all the good things it has to offer, and using a small flat brush, I begin defining this crease by first applying the concealer on the center of my lid and then spreading it outward as I create the shape of a wing near the outer corner. Of course, because I use concealer, do not forget, because it is a wet, creamy product being applied on the lid right now, I'm setting it all with translucent powder to keep everything completely matte and dry. Now it's super important you have one of these tiny lip slash eyeliner brushes because they really do help define any small details. Here you'll be defining the crease and look how extra sharp it looks now. Oh, and also it does help create that gorgeous fade you see between the shadows. This is exactly what you want. Next I'm taking Be Mine, a peach pearl eyeshadow, and yo! It looks so dry as I swatched this with a brush. And so here's the first time I tried applying it. The color was just not transferring onto my lid. I had to apply this eyeshadow using setting spray and had to dip my brush multiple times to get it this pigmented. As you can see, I mean, it's a really nice color though. Moving on to one of my favorite eyeshadows from this palette, this baby pink eyeshadow packs a punch, very soft and definitely pigmented. I'm using a flat shader brush to apply this baby pink matte eyeshadow on my lower lash line and beyond my outer corner, very parallel to the top dark pink eyeshadow. I'm defining the outer corner by applying the cherry eyeshadow near the outer corner as well. On to another hashtag fail. I tried using Heartthrob as a brow highlighter, but soon, man, I realized that this is probably the most flaky, the absolute most flaky shimmery eyeshadow I've ever used. It doesn't stick to the skin at all. This shimmer seems to cling onto my eyebrow. Not exactly sure if this would work better with a flat brush rather than this fluffy brush, but my gosh, it made my eyebrows look like I ran out of Head and Shoulders. Moving on to the glitter portion of this look, I'm using a glitter glue to apply the loose glitter across the crease. I use this thin eyeliner brush and apply the glue across the darkest area of the crease. There are two glitters I'm using, one is pink and the other is light purple. It's more of a fuchsia color though. I don't really like saying that because mostly it sounds like I have a lisp. And I feel like it sounds even worse right now that I have a cold, but yes. I pat the glitter on top of the glue. There's no swiping allowed here. This ain't no Tinder or Bumble. And to remove any fallout, I take a clean flat brush and brush away. Next, I decided to be wild and add purple eyeliner, which really is a matte lipstick from ColourPop. I create a wing parallel to the top eyeshadow, and while it's still creamy, I apply the light purple glitter right on top. I want the purple eyeliner to peek through, so that's also why I didn't use a glitter glue, because that would make an opaque glitter line just like the one above. Next, I'm curling my lashes. I applied my fake eyelashes. Recently, I've been all about the length and not the volume, so I think these work perfect. Next, I'm applying eyeliner on my waterline. I really thought about this, whether or not to add the eyeliner, but I felt like this look needed a little bit of contrast, so let me know what you guys think by answering the polls question. And of course, you can't forget the mascara. Apply some mascara to your lower lashes, and voila, you've got an eye catcher. Look at you, boo, staying all the way until the end of the tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending your morning, evening, afternoon with me. Afternoon came before evening, whatever. Midnight. I really enjoy you being here with me. Thank you so much. I briefly talked about this in my stories, but basically you guys know that I love my beauty blender, even if it looks like this, so dusty and crusty. So I don't use any face brushes. I'm always super dependent on my beauty blender. It looks like this though. And I recently started using this Sigma 3D HD blender. Let me just say that I've been using this for a couple of days and I used it today. I cleaned it off and it's dry now because you know, I just gotta show it in its glory. This is what it looks like. I mean, there really is no other better feeling than using a brand new sponge for your face. I believe they're in the same price range, so I can't say that this is an amazing dupe for this because for me, dupes are more affordable and less expensive than the original or the more expensive high-end one. I really liked it. This is what my face looks like. I feel like there really is no significant difference in the Beauty Blender and the Sigma 3D HD one. Overall, great sponge. It really helps create this flawless base. I believe I did a poll on my stories as well. And I think most of you use the sponge too, so yeah. So I'm going to sign off now. I feel like it's starting to rain now, and so maybe you can't tell because I have a ton of lighting going on. Check out my Instagram and TikTok at Lupe Netro, and it would mean the absolute world to me if you could go ahead and check out the other tutorials I have for you if you haven't already watched them. They will be linked up here in the card and also in the description box, and also as my end cards. I almost forgot the word for it, but yes, on my end cards. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video.